Hi, my name is Tahira and I'm a professional Oriental dancer based in Poland, and this is Tahira Belly Dance Diary, where I invite you to dive with me into the world of Oriental dance and all its complexities. Let's begin! The process of creating your own choreography can be really tricky and long and painful and sometimes full of despair. Okay, I'm just joking. Kind of. Anyways, it's definitely not an easy task to create a good Oriental choreography. Unfortunately, it's not getting easier with experience. In fact, I believe that it's even more difficult over the years. However, on the bright side, creating your own choreographies is also very rewarding and it keeps your brain on the creative side of life. Another good information is that there are some routines and tricks which can help you make this process easier. Today, I want to share with you my practices in a hope that they will prove useful to you. So, how to create a belly dance choreography? Let's start from the basics. Selecting music is an obvious first step. But is it that obvious? Remember that most of the times an approach any belly dance music will do will probably get you nowhere. Always start the search with a clear goal in your mind. And by this, I mean either you know you will perform in a specific environment, for example, competition or a commercial show, or you know you want to perform a specific style. One way or the other, there is one more very important thing. Always choose a music that speaks to your soul. Firstly, you will be forced to listen to it a million times during choreographing, and secondly, this approach will allow you to put 100% of yourself into your dance. In order to be in alignment with the music and with the culture that stands behind it, you should always do a little research about the piece you chose. The basic thing to know is in what style the music is composed and therefore what characteristic features of this style you should have in your choreography. If it's relevant, you can also research the composer or singer. Obligatory in case of lyrics, you must search for the translation. And remember that some Oriental instrumental pieces originally do have lyrics. Now it's time to take some notes. Divide the music into smaller sections based on rhythms, changes in mood, repetitions of lyrics, or whatever else will work for you. Note that usually the change of the mood is either connected with the change in rhythm or in lyrics. Write down all the sections and put timestamps next to them. Now describe each section. Firstly, pay attention to the rhythms and instruments. Secondly, decide on the mood of each part. Use keywords like fast, slow, smooth, sharp, flowing, percussive, and so on. By this time, you will also hear the music a couple of times and you'll get a chance to get familiar with every doom and tuck inside. Finally, after all the research, we're coming to the creative part. And here I want to highlight that creativity is not some divine inspiration. It's a skill and you can improve it. And by the way, here you will have a link to one of the previous episodes about staying creative. So, instead of waiting for the right moment that may never come, just plan your space. So, decide if you want to start off stage or on stage. Think where you feel you should be using traveling steps and where it would be better to stand still. Remember about all the floor patterns, lines, crosses, squares, circles, spirals, and so on. If you feel totally uninspired, you can always check out other dancers on YouTube using the same piece of music. Personally, I do this rather rarely because then I tend to unconsciously repeat some movements and it's harder for me to keep it real. Time is crucial in so many ways while creating choreographies. Speaking from experience, don't ever create choreography at the last minute. It is doable, yes, but the result usually is very far from satisfying. And I've done it countless times over the years, and I advise against this practice. Additionally, working under time pressure kills creativity. I'm not putting here the exact timestamps. Each of us is different, but creating choreography on the day of performance is seldom a good idea. You should also plan your time for working with the music. I believe that a minimum of 1 hour is needed to come up with anything. If you have less, put this task for the next day. And also try to relax before you start to create, and what is important, don't let anybody disturb you. Before you get down to the real business, try to improvise to your music a couple of times and record yourself. Sometimes your body will deliver you by its own the best possible solutions. Then you can watch the videos, take the parts you like and incorporate them in the final choreography. I think that for me as a dancer, this process is the most interesting one because I often see myself doing things I would never come up with while creating choreography on a conscious level. Therefore, I think that for you it will be a good way to grow a lot as an artist. A really good idea is to come up with your own technique of working with music. This is very individual, so I will just tell you about mine to give you a hint of what I'm talking about. So, let's say that I'm working on the entrance section. I already know the whole section, so now I will listen to a small part like this. That's it. Then I'm singing this part while choreographing it. So I'm go like ta 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 ra 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 ta ra 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 ta ra ra, and I repeat the singing and I'm trying to come up with the steps. Then when the steps are ready, I play the music one more time and check if the steps really go well with the music. If yes, that's great. If not, I'm doing it one more time and make the corrections. And then I repeat this process with the next little part of each section. Don't forget that you have a bunch of possibilities to make your choreography look interesting. However, remember also that you certainly don't have to put inside everything you know. A key to success is, of course, balance. So, show yourself from different angles, change levels and tempo, work with symmetry and asymmetry, try to combine simple and difficult movements, include pauses and poses along with some big dramatic movements, and also don't be afraid of repetitions if the music repeats itself. My personal advice is to work with movements your body loves and understands. This way you will feel and look more confident. If you're not sure of any step or movement, just leave it for the next time. Usually, I don't choreograph my arms, head or leg lines during the course of the whole music. However, there are sometimes some key parts in it that I want to emphasize, and then a good plan for those parts of the body is really doing the work. If you're just starting your adventure with choreographing, I would advise you to pay attention to your head and arms and lay more or less general plan on how you want them to work during your performance. After tons of research and a couple of sleepless nights with your headphones on later, you're finally there. Almost. Because now it's time to record yourself and review your work. And I will repeat this, your work, not yourself. By this I mean that you want things like, well, maybe this circle doesn't fit here, not like my hips are too big or too small and this circle looks bad on me. So, review your work, not yourself. Don't be afraid of changes if you feel that something is still off, and when everything is in order, practice and 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 practice. The whole process of creating belly dance choreography, or any other style for that matter, is for sure time-consuming and it requires a lot of patience and understanding. But don't feel discouraged. After all, being able to enjoy the creative process is a major thing in every dancer's life. If you like this episode, give me a thumb up and hit that subscribe button. Also click a little bell next to it, it's the notification button, so you'll be notified about the new content on my YouTube channel. And if you're a beginner or you want to brush up on your basic technique, I invite you to watch my two new series. One is in Polish, the other one is in English, and it's all about basic figure and movements in Oriental dance. And I also encourage you to follow my social media accounts, my Instagram and Facebook account, where I post a lot of things connected with my daily Oriental dance life. And let's meet here next Wednesday for a new episode of Tahira Belly Dance Diary. See you! Originally do have lyrics. For those who are beginners, whoa.